The first reviews of Super Mario Galaxy are coming out and fans love it. That's right, it has received 91% on Rotten Tomatoes from fans, which is what really matters. But keep in mind, the movie has received an A- on CinemaScore. So you understand CinemaScore measures the satisfaction of users, of people, after watching the movie. Yes, that's right. In other words, people are asked how satisfied they are after watching the movie. And, well, an A- is a more or less decent, acceptable grade. Honestly, it's not the best grade in the world, but it's not a bad grade either. And it means that this movie will probably have good word of mouth and stay strong over the weeks. Therefore, that movie looks like it really could reach $1 billion, but hold on, we're about to look at the fans' comments because they're really happy. Stay tuned. I watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie and it doesn't match the opinions I've seen on this social media platform. Your inner child must be dead, or really bad taste to say the movie is bad. It's very well animated and it's even better than the first one. Just look at this, I just watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie and it was absolutely amazing. An improvement over the first movie, with non-stop action from beginning to end. Okay, you realize that, right? They comment here too. Actually, I had a lot of fun, especially with Super Mario Galaxy. It does get overwhelming with so many elements. But it has really fun moments, cute ones, and great references. You see, I mean, people are loving the movie. But, well, obviously there are comments from critics like the following. Here's what they say. First reviews of the new Super Mario Bros. Movie. This is from film experts. Or rather, the so-called experts. Super Mario Galaxy shows that a Nintendo Wii game from 2007 can turn out to be more cinematic and emotional than a $100 million animated movie. There you have it. The Super Mario Galaxy movie was made for YouTube Shorts viewers. The constant need to add an action sequence every time the story, which has a lot of potential, starts to develop. It makes it seem like just another animated movie. Soulless. It's just a movie for fans. It's not made for you, period. Mario Galaxy is full of scenes of running, jumping, chasing, falling through the air, falling into lava, fighting, and more fighting, but nothing in the movie sticks. It's a chaotic mix. An anxious mess made to tie in with merchandise. It's one of the few animated movies since the Pokemon ones that seems to display its hidden references in plain sight. The Super Mario Galaxy movie sacrifices an interesting story in favor of an excessive amount of hidden references. That's what they're saying here. I mean, according to the critics, this movie is bad. And well, guys, look, this shouldn't surprise us. This already happened, just like with the previous movie. Super Mario Bros. The movie, the first one, got 59% from the critics and 95% from the fans. In this case, this movie has 42% from the critics and 91% from the fans. So, history repeats itself once again. You see, it's completely crazy. Now, here they keep telling us, everybody loves it. The Super Mario Galaxy movie debuted with a 91% approval rating from the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. Completely crazy. I totally agree, guys. Seriously, this is incredible. Some people are commenting here. Let's discuss Super Mario Galaxy. This movie is a fun tribute to a part of Mario's history, with too many references and a blend of visuals that reflects how the franchise has evolved over the years. And it's one of the best aspects they've done in a video game movie adaptation. However, this is what they say here. Sometimes this backfires because some elements deviate from what's known in Mario Galaxy, impacting the intended direction. It wastes the story a bit, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, okay? Alright. The Super Mario Galaxy movie seemed like a masterpiece to me, full of references and cameos, with a tremendously well-developed narrative, epic music, and characters that fit organically at all times. For me, it's even better than the first one. 10 out of 10. This is something I've seen a lot. People saying they loved Super Mario Galaxy more than the Mario Bros. Movie. Just imagine that. So, it's very likely that we're looking at a really good movie. Hey, by the way, have any of you seen it yet? Oh, I'd love to read your comments. Please, no spoilers, no spoilers. Now here they ask us, is Super Mario Galaxy good? Of course not. It lacks the basics of Mario Galaxy. Most things seem random and rely on references. That's what people are saying. Everything moves too quickly. The humor can be excessive, but that's the studio's trademark. Did I enjoy it despite that? Of course. Okay, at first it seemed like this was a review trying to tear down Super Mario Galaxy, but it looks like that's not the case. That's what they're telling us. It's a delightful mix of references and nostalgic music. With an entertaining plot for both kids and adults, it's easy enough to enjoy. And with its charming characters pushed to the limit. Much better than the first one. It's that sugary drink you know is bad for you, but you really enjoy it. Okay, that's understandable. Let's see. I've already told you, Super Mario Galaxy is not The Godfather. We can't pretend here that this movie is going to compete against Goodfellas. For example, obviously it's not going to do that. This isn't Taxi Driver. No, we're talking about an animated movie for video game fans. We have to be very aware of that. Now, here's what they're saying. Well, I actually liked Mario Galaxy. As someone who wasn't a fan of the first movie, I can say this one is much better, in almost every aspect. I like that it leaves behind the one-dimensional development the characters had in the first movie and gives them a more tender, deeper thematic through line. It also expands the universe, just as its title suggests, in a way that honestly ended up making me excited for the future of this franchise on the big screen. Sometimes it tries to do too much, with many characters and subplots that can be overwhelming. These also affect the pacing and editing. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't entertaining from start to finish. It felt more Nintendo than Illumination to me, and I mean that in a positive way. Nothing out of this world, but a good time at the movies. Of course, people are saying they enjoyed this movie. Look, some people say this is crazy. Theaters are already pulling movies that had been out for only a week or two. And they're pushing new releases to just one showing a day so they can fill all the theaters with a single movie. Of course, it's going to do well at the box office if they're practically forcing people to watch it. But look, nobody is forcing you to watch it. The vast majority of theaters decide to go with Mario Galaxy because it's the movie that most people will go see this weekend. It's that simple and straightforward. But anyway, it's incredible, guys, what we're seeing with this movie. Super Mario Galaxy got worse reviews than the first movie, which means the audience will love it. And here they show us this. Just look at this, guys. How crazy this meme is. The thing is, they did it before the public rating for Super Mario Galaxy came out, you see? But honestly, I think this was pretty predictable. In fact, please pay attention to the next post. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is on track to have the second best opening weekend worldwide for a movie based on a video game. Millions of dollars. The record for the highest box office on the opening weekend of a movie based on a video game is held by Super Mario Bros. The movie with $375.5 million. That's right. The first movie made $375.5 million in its first 5-day weekend at the box office. This movie, Mario Galaxy, it's estimated that it could make at least $350 million, but be careful. I want to remind you of something. It turns out that the first movie had a much lower estimate. It was believed it would make about $300 or $280 million, and it ended up surpassing all expectations. It's highly likely that the same thing will happen with Mario Galaxy. That is, even if they tell us that this movie is expected to make $350 million, it's most likely going to make much more. Keep in mind, I don't think it's impossible for this movie to reach $400 million. It's difficult, but not impossible. Only time will tell. Keep in mind, that's just in its first weekend, which is absolutely crazy. So gentlemen, see you next time.